Well, as protests intensify in Cooch Behar over the demand for a separate state, a massive force has been called in at the agitation site. Now, 2 RPF companies and a police force have also been called on site. This is the 4th day that these protests have gone on. The railway tracks remain completely blocked to Cooch Behar, with the several hundreds of protesters sitting on these railway tracks, demanding for a separate state, demanding for complete statehood for this region. For 4 days now, the train services have been suspended as these protests go on. We now understand that additional forces have been called in by the state. So 2 RPF companies as well as additional police force have now been called in for these sites. The visuals that we're getting to you are from Cooch Behar. We've been speaking to several of these protesters who say that they will not move from here until of complete assurances and action has been taken by the state. Mamata Banerjee on the other side, though, has completely remained silent on this. Tamal's on the phone line. Tamal, we understand more forces have been called in. Tamal, can you hear us? All right, we're having trouble there connecting with Tamal, who's been reporting from Cooch Behar near the railway station there for the last 2 days now. But clearly at this point of time, the authority is anticipating some trouble since more forces have been called in. But all of this, the Chief Minister remains silent. She's not come out and addressed these agitating protesters. Let's see if Tamal can hear us. Tamal, if you can hear us, what's happening right now in Cooch Behar?
Well, that's right. A lot of forces have been called in. Mostly central forces have been called in. We know that RPF would be leading this operation if they have to resort.
RPF would be leading this operation if they have to resort to lifting this blockade quite forcibly, because having spoken to several police officers and also RPF officers, they are saying they have exhausted all ways to negotiate with the agitators. It's been 4th day today that the rail blockade is on. In fact, it has led to a lot of inconvenience and losses for Indian Railways. Several trains were derouted to connect Northeast back with the rest of the country via Alipurduar. But then again, the agitation is only building further muscle with other separatist groups extending their support. So at the moment, there had been several companies. The civic police have been called in. West Bengal police have joined in this operation. We can also see that IRB, one company of IRB has been called in at the new Cooch Behar railway station, which is the agitation site. We have spoken to the agitators. They are saying they will not really budge from their position. They continue demanding a separate state called Greater Cooch Behar. They call it a historical error, a mistake on part of the central government not to have given the regard of an union territory to Cooch Behar all these years. In fact, they're saying when the treaty was signed by the last Cooch ruler in 1949 with the government of India, then it was supposed to treat Cooch Behar as an union territory, eventually paving its way for the formation of a state. That never happened. Thus, they had taken to the streets many a times. In fact, in 2005, in a similar protest, which eventually turned ugly and violent, at least 5 people had lost their lives, including 3 policemen. So yes, these agitators back on the track, they have been back with the protest, and they are saying they want central government to assure them that their demands would be heard, their demands will be kept. They also want a delegation from Ministry of Home Affairs to come down to Cooch Behar, listen to these people and understand what are their qualms are.